welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the Aggressive New Show. Let's be yes3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, along with Theas, for the first time in a very long time. Let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. What the heck is going on with this show? Well, there has been a lot of different scheduling changes. My schedule is totally different now. That's the reason why you see this show being recorded and not live. I am making a premiere so everybody can still make comments and y'all can still talk amongst yourselves. We'll still have stories and events and whatever to talk about. We'll still be here. We'll still be here every week. Starting now. Last couple of weeks have been chaotic, but we're back. And as for the show moving forward, everything should be normalized by mid-September, which means we'll be back to normal as for the look. As for the schedule, the schedule is what it is for right now, folks. There is no way around it. We got a work-related situation, family relations happening, medical situations happening. It's too much to try to go, hey, let's stick and do a live show every Saturday night. It's not going to happen. It's just too much stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Eventually, somewhere way down the line, we may do a live show. Who knows? But to say that it's going to be a norm, no, not for a while. Now, until some things change. And trust me when I say this, all the changes that I'm talking about are good changes. Good changes and necessary changes. But they are changes. It is what it is. But we miss you guys. We want to still be involved in YouTube. We still want to be involved. Please leave a comment during the show. I can see that we can see them. Please leave a comment after the show. We can see them. We can still grow this show. We can still be a part of your lives. You can still be a part of our lives. And that's about it. That's all I got to say. Anna, I ain't seen you in about 2 weeks. I miss my sister. Anna, how are you?
I'm not that good. Sunday before last, I was in the emergency room and had unbearable pain that I couldn't localize. Just somewhere on my torso, I could tell it all hurt, and I felt this was a pain I'd never felt before. So I was worried. It takes a lot to get me to go to the ER nowadays, given that I have so much to take care of myself at home. But turns out I need to have my gallbladder removed. That I have formed some stones, and it's blocking the duct, the main duct, that the stuff that comes out of the gallbladder, which is supposed to help you digest your food. It's not able to come out. So, yeah, that constitutes needing to take the gallbladder out. Thankfully, it's not a huge deal that it used to be. Like, they used to have to open you up a lot. Now they just kind of put it in a bag and take it out of the belly button. It's a very small thing, so if you see me kind of go back all of a sudden and I'm either doing like some Lamaze kind of breathing or just looking towards the ceiling, like, don't worry. I'm just trying to control. It's like breakthrough pain, and it's only about 3, maybe 4 times a day, and it's very fleeting, and it's a strong pain. So, that's what's going on with me.
Yeah, that was one of the I'm glad that you shared it, but that was why I said one of the situations that changed the schedule is a lot of medical conditionings that needs to be taken care of. We are halfway into the year, over half into the um, let's handle everything before 2026. So we can just really just take off running. Speaking of businesses that's taking off running, Theus, how are you today?
Am I?
Are you running?
Man, I'm taking it way too easy. Is the way I will put it. Like, I should be much more engaged and active than I am, but like I was saying before we started recording, like, I'm in this weird moment that I'm not even all that familiar with, where it's like I've always been like this guy who cares too much and wants to save the world, and realizing that all heroes don't wear capes, so I learned to take my cape off and put it in the memory chest and kind of recalibrate some things. So, like, through our United Core, I've ceased my community outreach. It's, at least for now, no giving campaigns, which hurts. It's kind of hard for me because I've been doing it for so many years, but it just never really took off, and I had to realize that this just isn't the time, or perhaps I'm just not the messenger, right? So either way, that's cool. But working through that, so I'm making some pivots, and I'm working on some other projects. Our United Core is still there, but it's largely mothballed, I guess you could say. So we can focus on the other projects, which is core learning and some other things. And yeah, that's it, man. And then going to work, doing the job. We live in this world, man, where I'm like,
yay.
Yeah, do I want to do some of the extra projects around the house, or do I want to save this money so that we can grab our passports and dip? So,
yeah,
wild times.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. Oh, God, I've been out of practice for so long. On today's show, we have the main subject. We have a Mafia video of the week, which I chose because the person is not asking for an opinion. Well, he is asking for an opinion, but he's not asking, is he the a-hole? It's just a really interesting story from his perspective. A positive story of the week, and of course, Foxy's video of the week. So let's go ahead and get started with the main story. Can't pull anyone.
And my fiance have been together for almost 5 years, engaged for 6 months. We've never had issues where one of us was mad for a long time until this, and he, my mom, and friends think that I'm overreacting. I had a dream some nights ago that I ended up dating a famous actor by accident. We've both had dreams where crazy things happened and told each other about it. I told him in the morning and we laughed about it. However, he made a comment about how my dreams are always extremely delusional. Bro, why for? Why would you do this? Why? I asked him to elaborate, thinking it would be something funny, and instead was met with a comment about how I wouldn't be capable of pulling someone half as attractive as said actor, let alone him. I was taken aback, and he doubled down and told me to be realistic, that most men wouldn't even look my way because I look like I'm already taken. That's a terrible thing to say. And stopped looking interesting some time ago, and now even more with the engagement. I told him that I don't want any men to look my way, but the implication of his words hurt me. He told me it was irrelevant because we're together, and I wouldn't leave him. And to stop being offended over something, I asked and left. For the record, my weight, hair, and general appearance have stayed the same, and I'm low-key high maintenance, so this isn't me letting go or something. I called my mom for reassurance, and she agreed that I was overreacting. I called my friends for the same purpose and was met with the same response. I feel very hurt because I love my fiancé and find him very attractive, and I know other people do too. I am grateful that he chose to be with me, and that makes me value him even more. He thought the same about me, but apparently he thinks I wouldn't ever leave him because I can't pull anybody. That's young person slang for be able to date someone else, pulling someone, Riz, that kind of stuff. That somehow is making me feel like he doesn't value me as I do. And worst of all, that I may be wrong for how I feel, but can't control it. Am I overreacting? If so, how can I manage this so it doesn't affect us long term? It's been almost a week and he is still being short with me because you look like you're miserable about a petty thing. I just want things to go back to normal. Edit to add, the actor was Adam Driver, Kylo Ren. I've had a few DMs asking about this in case it's relevant. Edit to add 2, my closest friend group is a 4-girls group where I'm the only one with a relationship that has been in one. Another detail someone messaged me to include. I do have other friends, but I haven't told them anything given the response I got from my closest circle. Finally, I have a long history of being super sensitive. I've cried over minor things my whole life, which is why it is not surprising for my closest ones to immediately call me out on it. I'm on therapy addressing that, my pushover nature, and my self-esteem issues. Well, this surely helped your self-esteem issues, didn't it? Good job, fiancé. Thank you to everyone that has commented and given me support and reassurance. I will be forcing him to talk to me today to see if this is any way salvageable or if I just lost half a decade of my life. LOL.
So,
who wants to go first?
First thing I'll say is at the last part of it, because it's just a personal pet peeve of mine. Been with this person for 5 years, and it's been overall a good relationship. So if the relationship ends now, you didn't waste 5 years. It just those 5 years are done. Like that chapter is closed. Move on. And I say move on. I mean, you'll go through your sadness and stages of grief or whatever. But I just don't like when people be like, I lost 5 years, or what were you going to be doing otherwise? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who else you would have been with. You might not have had anybody. You might have been with somebody who was worse. Might have been with somebody who was better. It's all fantasy. It's not real. The only thing that's real is the relationship that you are in. So you did not lose or waste those 5 years unless those 5 years were all bad. Then you did lose 5 years. But if you were in a decent, happy relationship, okay. The second thing I'll say, you've been with this person for 5 years. Unless you guys started dating when you were 18, there's a reason why your dating period has lasted 5 years. Because generally, and I know guys are different now than they were in my old days, but we know within a year, we know if we want to be with you long term. Within 2 to 3 years, we know if we want to marry you. That's just what it is. It doesn't take that long to figure out how you feel about somebody. Now, there may be some extra time that you're trying to get ready for the next thing. But the first 3 years already set the clock for whatever was going to happen in the future, right? So there's a reason you guys are still dating at 5 years and you just now thinking about getting engaged. I don't even know if they said they were engaged, but
they were engaged.
He said fiance, yeah.
Yeah. And then the next thing is he is insecure and he's abusive. Well, abusive might not be the right term. He may not be quite at abuse yet, but he is very much controlling, and he sees you as an extension of himself.
Yes.
So in order to control you, he had to plant it in your mind that, yeah, you cute, but you ain't that cute. And I'm the best you gonna get. Like, that's literally what he said, just with different words. You're cute, but not that cute. You need to humble yourself. And real talk, you're lucky you got me.
Yeah.
Right? And this is all in response to a dream about an actor. So you got to be careful now, because the boyfriend phase is ended in his mind, and he is now moving into the husband phase. And so he is marking his territory, and he is drawing lines, right? He's gonna basically not take you out so you don't have to get dressed up. That's on purpose. Then he's going to complain about how you dress because you no longer get dressed up to go out because he doesn't take you out. So he's able to systematically break you down. And he may not even be consciously doing it, but it's the mentality of that type of person and the insecurities that he obviously has, that is exactly what he's going to do. He will weaken you because he figures if he can weaken you, there's less of a chance for you to go somewhere else. This is all about him. That's what I got, listening to it. And yeah, your friends have told you overreact. You know you overreact. But here's the thing. This ain't that.
Mm-mm.
He's using that to control you more, right? He's using your insecurities to manage you. You're not wrong here, right? You had a dream. You guys have dreams. When you have dreams, you talk about it. I think that was dumb anyway. But y'all do that. That's y'all little thing. All right, cool. And then now, boyfriend Jack ain't acting like fiance Jack. You're about to marry fiance Jack. If this ain't healthy for you, y'all need to get this straight now. But that's my take.
Anna?
Yeah, as soon as he said, "You won't leave me," I was, excuse me? It was just the way that he said it. It's like it was suggesting. It wasn't saying what he knew to be true. He wasn't saying that their relationship is so infallible. And yeah, underneath it all, there is a lot of insecurity in both people. So, like, everything that Thea said, I also ascribe to here. That was absolutely very well summed up. And it's like, I want people to do better for themselves. If you have a fundamental question of trust, you should not be calling that person your fiance. And you do know in a couple of years, you start to see yourself in the long term. But he just kept saying things that I get. Like, if there was one of them, you could kind of go, "Oh, okay." But no, he kept using emotional control as a form to keep his partner down. I am the best you will get. That should never come out of your mouth. You have no idea the amount of people that I personally have seen who they were like, "I don't think I'd ever have a partner. I'm too awkward. I'm too plain looking. I've heard so many different reasons. And yet that person comes along that grabs their attention, or persons, after many years, like, and you never know. You may meet someone who you end up changing nearly everything about your life for, because you are just that thrilled to be around that person, but you never know. Yeah, I was intrigued with how you put, like, it's a fantasy, because it's not reality. All of what we wish for, what we hope for, or the limits that we see ourselves under. And some aren't so healthy. So I'm really glad that, she's in therapy, she's talking, she's very self-aware. And she's insecure. So I really hope she works on that. And I would hope that you get out of this relationship. If you are feeling some kind of, whether your mind or your body is trying to tell you, or your spirit, they're gonna have ways to communicate with you. So please pay attention. If something isn't right, you will know. Whether you'll be able to admit that to yourself is another thing, but you will know. Just spend some time with yourself and be honest. What do you think, Marlon?
I know, speaking to people who are abusers and everything, they're not listen to what I'm going to ask. But I'm going to ask anyway.
You may reach someone. You never know.
I'm that selfish type of significant other, boyfriend, husband, whatever. I want somebody to want me for me. I want somebody in my fantasy, as Steve's put it, in my fantasy, I want somebody to want me for me.
Mhm.
And what I want to ask abusers is, will you use techniques like this, like you're insignificant, you couldn't pull anybody, I'm the best that you have, and so those type of wording and phrasing. I always want to ask them, you do realize the more that you say that, the worse you look, and it's not because of what you're saying, because you're saying it, that's already bad. But the fact that you really feel in your heart of hearts that the only way to keep somebody is to make them feel like you're the only thing that's best in their life. Not that you're the greatest thing out there, but you have to break somebody's mental willpower to have them stay with you. Why does that make you feel good?
So, if I may, one, they're not always abusers, right? They could just be selfish people, or they were not taught, right? They're not, and so, especially if they're not happy, like they are truly not like they're sad, but like they're truly like not happy, then you feeling bad doesn't make them happy. It just gives them peace that they're not the only one that feels bad. Right? Like, yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's not front of mind for these people. They're not, actively going through a book, right? Saying, okay, well, first I have to do this, and then after she starts to show these signs, and I'll move on to phase 2. Like, there are diabolical people out there like that. Those are usually called, psychopaths. But most people are not psychopaths. Like, psychopaths are like a mini small piece of society. But people are selfish. People are reflections of their lived experiences. And if what was shown to them as love was that type of controlling behavior, then they will emulate that same thing. That's why, I don't know if you've heard this, but like I tell my kids this, and maybe I'm right, maybe wrong, but I tell them a person raised on love really should not be with someone who's raised on survival. You just shouldn't. It's a bad combination. Now, is that foolproof? No. There's a lot of really healthy relationships where the person who was built on survival, they're a little maladjusted, but their deficits actually make the other person stronger and vice versa. So that does happen. But far more often than not, the person raised on love is ill prepared to deal with the way the person raised on survival processes the world. So you were more likely to get hurt than to help, right? So like you can have this situation. She could be someone who was raised on, I don't know what she was raised on. It sounds like she got some other issues that she's trying to work through. And then he could have been raised by someone who perpetually made him feel bad about himself. What if because it sounds like he's attractive, right? So let's hypothetically, let's say that he was attractive, but he wasn't as smart as his brother. So he was always, picked on by his parents or shown less attention by his parents because he was not as smart. Or he got more favoritism because he was attractive, but no one really valued him for himself. But this dude could he have all kinds of issues. So that's why I'm sorry. I said way too much. But I'm just saying sometimes they're not really abusers. They're just not well formed.
Okay, I want to talk to the abusers though. I get what you're saying. I do. But I want to talk to the abusers. I want to talk to the ones who they know what they're doing. They know the reasons that they're doing it. Also, this sunk cost fallacy, sunk time fallacy. Sorry.
No, you got sunk cost fallacy. You're right.
For being in a relationship because you've been there for so long. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it to you this way. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. Because again, this is not concrete, a concrete statement that goes across the board on all relationships. Some of y'all stay in relationships longer than y'all should have. Period. Some of y'all shouldn't have made it out of the first year. So I'm with Theus when I say I hate that statement. I wasted so much time. You may shouldn't have been in there that long to begin with. Just being real with you. Some of y'all should have been broke up 6 months into the relationship, but you're stuck in there and you did this and you worked it out. And it's like, I don't know what the story I heard of the relationship where the girl was going way too fast. Wanted to 6 months in, wanted to move in together and get a joint accounts and when we go plan our wedding and stuff like that. I'm listening to it, it's like, woo, she moving too fast. But when he got to the point of, and our couples counselor was talking about we should communicate, man, I went, dude, you got a couples counsel in 6 months? What is going on?
But I love her though.
Yeah, good, okay. But that's my point. That sometime fallacy, stop that. It really is not something that you should stay in a relationship because of. You've been in there for so long. If you feel that way, think this way. Why was you in that relationship that long? And maybe that'll help you realize that were you in a relationship that long because you really wanted to be with this person, or was there a lot of hard work and dedication? Past the norm of work and dedication to be in a relationship.
They can see the potential, Marlon.
Yeah, if you 5 years, you still see it. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna move on.
No, you should. No, people out there in the world don't listen to Marlon's last statement. You should always see potential in your partner, but you should also see some results along the way.
There you go. And there we are. But Anna, fret not. We actually have an update to the story, and basically all hell breaks out before it gets better.
Update. December 24th, 2023. Christmas Eve. Hi, everyone. I've been getting messages regarding my previous post and also people asking how I'm doing. I'm doing good, and I would like to thank everyone who took the time to comment, reassure me, and even share resources for me. The too long don't read is that I'm going into the holidays as a single woman. Good for you. Best Christmas gift you could have ever given yourself. Did try to talk it out and solve it like adults, but my ex was uncooperative and childish, to say the least. For those of you who want the details, here goes. Yes, we want the details. Thank you very much. First, you gave me the courage to reach out to my other friends outside my closest circle, and they were shocked by what happened and told me not to brush it off. They echoed many of your comments and even called it negging too. First time I've ever heard that word, but I mean, N-E-G-G-I-N-G, so just bombarding someone with negative comments and energy. I assume that's what it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Chat. Also, my therapist backed up my feelings and said I needed a straight up chat with my partner and to set some clear boundaries and decide what's best for me and what I wish to enforce as my non-negotiables. Heck yeah. Second, I did follow someone's advice and started going out more with my supportive friends. My birthday actually fell in between these dates, and I decided to celebrate it by bar hopping in my city, and it went great. My ex was invited, we were still together at that point, and was sulking the whole time because I did get external attention, which I shut down. Finally, what happened with my now ex? After talking with my therapist, I did explain my feelings to him again and reiterated that those comments will not be tolerated if we were to continue in the relationship. I also said we needed counseling as a couple because this could stem from insecurities from both sides. He did not apologize, but rather justified his actions under 3 arguments. And yes, these came from a 28-year-old man. I do look less interesting, and it's unfair to use my birthday as an example of me attracting anyone because I was catfishing as a younger woman, as the girls I invited are mostly 22 to 24. Adam Driver, the actor I dreamt about, is taller than him. We're both 5'7", and he is insecure about it, so dreaming with people taller than him is disrespectful and emasculating. I mean, at least he admitted that. That's all I can say. Even if, his words, I'm objectively attractive, ever since I started therapy, I became cocky and more demanding. So he took the chance to bring me back to earth. Okay. So okay. Wow. All of this was a shock to me. I felt as if the man I was with for the last 5 years was not there anymore. This was a complete 180 from what he was before, and I do believe it is a mix of slipping off the mask after the engagement and the fact that he changed jobs to a male-dominated corporation, and those new friends did give me a weird vibe regarding their stance on women and equality. Regardless of what prompted this change, I ended it. I returned the ring, packed a bag with my essentials that I had at his place, and left while he threw a tantrum. He was super uncooperative in returning some of my remaining stuff. He sent things in trash bags full of glitter and won't let me enter his apartment anymore. He also sent me all of the Star Wars movies with Adam Driver in them broken and destroyed, LOL. This made all of the pain I felt almost immediately disappear, which feels weird because I did love him and it was a long relationship, yet I grieved for like a week only. I did count my losses and just accepted some things I won't get back, blocked him, and haven't heard or seen him since. Thank God it's a big city. My immediate circle of friends was cut off as they valued more going to a wedding than my well-being. I'm low contact with my mom and am being supported by my dad and siblings. I've continued therapy, did a Friendsgiving celebration, and I'm bracing myself for the holidays with my family. I'm mostly okay, relearning to be on my own, to validate my feelings, and currently debating whether to send a thank you card to Adam Driver. Thanks everyone for reading. Happy holidays.
You
Leave
should.
Adam out of this, man.
No, send him that card. That would give him a smile.
No, leave that man out of this. Leave that man out of this.
No.
Because now his staff now has to read the card and have to interpret what in the world this woman's talking about. Throw it in the stack of other crazy people cards. It's just.
I had a dream of you, my then fiance.
Yeah,
very silly.
Yeah, and his assistant, who has to read these things to find out if there's a threat or not, is going to be like, "Why did I go to college?" Right? So you're gonna have, no, don't send the card. Do not send the card.
Send the
Save
card.
the trees. Save the trees. Yes, I know the tree's already dead if the card's been made, but still, save the trees. Other than that, yeah, that's cool, man.
Ecologically sourced paper.
Yeah, bamboo paper.
Or bamboo. Yeah, there you go. Grows very fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very happy that you can hear it in her tone. She feels different. She feels lighter. There. Nah, I could hear that she's more confident. She has learned, she has grown.
Perhaps.
I wish the best for you going on.
You say she's learned, she's grown, but people have a type. And so she will probably go get her another short man who also has Napoleon complex, who also has different various issues. And then she'll be right back in the same spot.
I know a guy who is 6'2", who bemoans the fact that he is not 6'5".
Okay.
What is it about height?
Height, man, height has a lot of currency, especially when you're trying to talk about the dating world, right? So women are attracted to taller men. The taller you are, the more attractive you are to them. And then you also have men are constantly measuring ourselves against other men. So if he's got that kind of focus, then he's like, okay, I'm a big guy, but he's a bigger guy. You know what I mean? Why? I was so close. I could have took 3 more inches, right? You know? So I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. Like the reality is people carte blanche are insecure for any number of reasons. Like the dark side of me and my dating era, and I was a pretty good guy, I think, but I had some issues. But yeah, you would date a girl and she'd be beautiful, but you do similar to what this guy did. It was, why don't you wear? You should wear like a turtleneck to hide your ear. You know what I'm saying? You know, like people are just twisted. I'm being exaggerative, but the point is this, Marlon. It's when you're with someone, you do exactly what this guy did. To mask your own insecurities, you think, and you hear guys talk about this all the time, humbling her, right? Which is what this guy felt like he was doing. So she could be Beyonce beautiful. And you will be like, yeah, but you're beautiful and all, but I mean, the yellow hair, it's cool.
But you need to be humbled.
Because, I mean, they won't say that out loud, but that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you can insert a little bit of insecurity into a secure person, you think that they're less likely to try to lord it over you later. Right? Or you think that they're going to be more faithful because they'll appreciate you more. It's really backwards. It doesn't work. That's why I'm glad I grew out of it. But that's very common. It's very, very common. Especially when you're dating out of your league, whatever that means. But yeah, you're a 6 and she's a 9. Now every day you're wondering, why did you choose me?
Why did you choose me? Yeah. Why are you here with me? You could have had anybody.
Yeah. Like people, when Beyonce ended up with Jay-Z, they were like, really? But but the thing is, and I hold to this. Now, granted, they may have some interesting things going on, but I hold to why I say you control access. If you spend time around someone, you can fall in love with almost anyone because you start to see that person. And if your spirit connects with their spirit, it don't matter what they look like, right? Or if what your motivation is that you have a daddy issue, for example, and he has strong daddy energy, he may not be the beautiful guy that you could go get, but he has that energy that you need in your life. And then you attach to that. A lot of times women end up with abusive men because he has what they think is daddy energy because he's a self-confident decision maker, right? You think that's daddy energy, but unfortunately you're modeling off of a poor daddy image in the first place.
Right.
So you don't know what you're walking into. And it's the opposite sometimes with men. It's not so much mommy energy, but it's this other type of weird thing. Like you need someone you can take care of or something.
It could be a mommy issue. I mean, we've heard a lot of stories of the whole I'm not going to do anything in the house because mommy has been taking care of me since day one, and I don't understand why I got to clean up, and I don't understand why I got to do this, that, but other, or 50% of the chores or anything else because I've never done 50% of the chores before. So,
but here's the thing, Marlon. What you just described, and I can't say this is always, it's just always for me. I've always heard that from a woman. I've never heard that as a man saying it. I have heard it from a woman saying that about the man, right? Like the man has mommy issues because he thinks I should play this particular role. But I've been around men all my life and I've not met a man, and I'm sure they're out there. I've not met a man who would say it the way you presented it. I've heard women say it about men doing that thing. More often than not, it's really the men growing up in a very chauvinistic world where they think they have the freedom to be self-actualized, and the woman has to play a role in his story, right? Like he's the main character, she's the supporting actress. And that's like their whole thing. They can't see their woman truly as their equal. They just can't do it. And then you get that mommy energy crap where, well, my mom, she had dinner on the table every day at 7:00. You don't know that. And your mom probably hated every day of her life with you people.
well, happiest day your mom ever heard was, I'm moving out, Mom. Oh, that's a damn. Where the bag at?
You ain't got to clean up behind but one of you nasty.
My commentator my statement to the story. It's the fault I was trying to use big words and I shouldn't. I didn't hear it. Well, let me rephrase it. I did hear it, Anna and Thea's. I did hear it. She didn't say it. OP. I just heard her. At some point, something clicked in her head when she said, "You know, I could do a whole lot better." It clicked, and it didn't even click halfway. I can have a better boyfriend. I can have better friends, and I really don't have to deal with my mama like that. It just clicked. There going to be a point where you're going to get rid of, you're going to want to get rid of a lot of negative things in your life, and you know what they are. Like I said, like I said in the last statement that I made was why you are in this relationship when you're really not happy. And I did finally come up with at least one answer. You're really not happy, but you are content.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you're going home to. You know what to eat. You know what bills going to be paid. You know what vacation you're going to go on. There is no guessing or realizing new things. You've already have a built-in plan over the last 3, 5, 7, 10 years.
There's a lot to be said for consistency.
Yeah. It's you just know what you know from the history of the relationship. And at some point, not everybody, but at some point, you don't want to start over.
You're afraid.
Yeah. You just don't want to start over.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing that you should. You really should. Life is short.
People say that a lot. But you know what? Is life short? Life can be short and life can be long, all at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even if I was to live at 70 years old, 80 years old, do you want to live it miserable?
Mm-hmm.
What if you don't know what not miserable is?
Hey, what if you do know? I mean, it's
No,
not.
I'm saying like that for a reason.
You said it's not an across the board type of. You won't know until you do something about it. You won't know. Content is a very strong, and I don't even know how to say it, statement, a phrase. I mean, not a phrase, a phase, a lifestyle, whatever. It's very powerful. I mean, I'm making it to sound like a real bad thing, but let's call it the way it is. A lot of us been doing it for a long time. When you come home, you know who's in your house. you know you. No, you do. you know. Here's a funny thing about it. Content is one of those things where if something is wrong, you pick up on it really quick because it's so different from the norm.
See, I think I get what you're going, but I don't know if content is the word I would go with.
Consistency?
Definitely consistency. Definitely routine. But content
Where somebody is like,
content's a good thing.
I could do a lot worse out there. So, I'm comfortable.
Oh yeah, comfortable or settled. Yeah, those type of things. Yeah, I feel you there.
I would say comfortable, not content myself.
But
because content's a good thing. That's a good feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll see that.
But what I was getting at, Marlon, is, and this is similar but different. Like, I want to move, right? I want to leave the country. That's what I want. But to me, moving out of the country, there's no fear in me. It's only wonder and curiosity. But that's because, as far as my conscious memory is concerned, that's how my life started. Right? Because by the time I was 4 years old, we were in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my memories started not really there. I mean, my real conscious memory started in Georgia, but I know that's how my life started. I remember being on an airplane as a little bitty person, right? So it's different for me. But then I link up my kids and they're literally terrified. One is somewhat curious, but the other one's terrified of that concept because this is all all she's known. So if you have someone who's been in a relationship, this person's been in a relationship for like 5 years. We don't know her history, but she sounds kind of young to me, if you can judge.
Yeah.
So she may not have a lot of like real relationships under her belt. Taking that step out of that, it's got to be terrifying, especially with all the other, things that she's dealing with. So she's adrift in a world of uncertainty. That's why she's with a therapist. And now the anchor, the rock, is her 5-year relationship, right? That's the thing. I've done well. We've been together for 5 years, right? And now you're being shaken off of that. One more thing to talk to your therapist about, right? But then it breaks, it falls apart. And now, like you were saying, Marlon, or I think it might have been Anna, it's like, it's not so bad. What else can I do now? If I can do this, what else can I do? Right? So,
and maybe that's me. Maybe that's me, Theus. I'm that adventurous person. Like maybe you're right. Content is the wrong word because I do like something to be normal. But I want it to be normal, so when I do something adventurous, it really hits me. Like, I want to travel the world. Granted, we ain't gonna be that. I'm not that going into the jungles to mine rare gems. That ain't me. I'm talking about just going to different countries and stuff like that.
Hey, Marlon, did you hear that sound? You should go investigate.
Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm the natural Black person where when I see a crowd run a direction, I run with that crowd and I'll ask questions later. I'll ask questions at the end of the run. I don't ask questions during the run. I don't stop somebody from running to ask questions. And I sure as hell ain't gonna run the direction they ran from. No, we'll hold our full conversation at the end of the run. And the further they run, the worse that situation is. So, yeah.
And folks, that is how Marlon ran his first 10K.
Right. Right. You'd be amazed at how much stamina you actually have when you don't know what the hell is happening. You will be amazed. But anyway, that's my take on it. Congratulations, OP. Best of luck. Thank you for sharing your story. Let's go ahead and move on to the second story, which is a Mafia video of the week. Anna and Theus, honestly, I'm very intrigued on your thoughts of this story. It's very interesting to me, and I'm gonna let y'all two talk just to get a perspective on it before I say something. But I'm really interested to see what you say. Also, please comment on the story. I truly appreciate it. I love reading the comments personally. Susan,
very different.
Susan, when she gets on a roll, she comments and half the time I'm like, "Wow, that was a very good point."
We need timestamps, Susan.
Susan, I don't know when I said what did I say? Because I may want to say it again. just to get cool points. I don't know what I said.
Just in case someone doesn't know this, if you put a time up on a YouTube comment, it will link that and it will send the video right to that minute and the second. So
How do
timestamp.
you do that though? Do you just put
Just
like
write the numbers with a
whatever the time
colon
is?
and then so minutes, seconds, or hour if you need it.
Okay, cool. Because I have
Okay.
noticed that when I watch the ones that get like thousands of comments, that if they timestamped it, when it gets to that point in the video, that comment comes up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was working though. I thought it was magic.
It is. It's magic. You turn on the light goes on, magic.
Technology.
Also electricity, but magic.
Magical electricity.
Technology. The dark magic. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the story. I was planning to propose.
Male have been with my girlfriend, 22 female, for over 3 years. We met in 2021 during the pandemic through another girl. It was my last year of university, and I had just started pushing myself to take responsibility for my life and say yes to things more. Some context about me: I grew up with a single mother who raised me and my little sister, 11 years younger, mostly alone in a country where she didn't speak the language. She was anxious, fearful, and stressed, and I became her emotional support early on. I never had a father figure, and my relationship with my mom made it hard for me to talk openly or express emotions. I've always lived in my head. I grew up chubby and broke, always feeling like I wasn't enough, but I was also tall, decent looking, and had girls show interest in me. Still, I never had a relationship. I focused on school, work, gaming, swimming, and guitar. I had no idea how to date or be vulnerable. Meeting my girlfriend changed that. She was my first in every way, and I was hers. That connection felt deep and meaningful. I moved out of my family home so I could live closer to her, and now she's here almost every day. We kind of live together part-time, and honestly, most of the time it's peaceful and good. I feel cared for and grounded. But something happened a couple of months into the relationship that is still affecting me. I started noticing things about her appearance I hadn't before. She's overweight, around 15 kilograms, has a crooked nose, a neck hump, and a double chin. She had told me early on that she planned to get a nose job, but later admitted that wasn't true. That really affected how I saw things, because if I had known that back then, I don't think I would have stayed. Beyond looks, there were other challenges. She used to be emotionally cold, smoked, didn't have any goals, and isn't very sharp academically or socially. Pot, meat, kettle. But she's changed a lot. She's grown into somebody who supports me, listens to me, and gives me a sense of home I've never had. She's kind and loyal, and we share a quiet, stable bond that helps me feel safe. There's a lot of me going on in that paragraph, huh? But that stability also worries me. Our relationship has become a bit boring. We've created a strong comfort zone, which feels safe and calm, but I don't know if it will be enough to sustain passion, excitement, or growth in the long term. I'm scared we might just be two people getting by in a bubble of routine. Still, I'm struggling. I can't always look at her without feeling something negative. Sometimes she looks cute, but other times I feel a deep physical aversion. And when I compare her to the girlfriends and fiancés of the men around me, many of whom are conventionally attractive and feminine, I start to spiral.
Oh my gosh.
I bought a ring and was planning to propose on her birthday, which is tomorrow, but now I'm paralyzed with doubt. I keep asking myself, is this hesitation something I can work through, or is it something that I will grow to regret? I don't want to throw away a relationship that's given me emotional depth, stability, and growth, but I also don't want to ignore something that keeps weighing me down inside. I'm not looking for judgment. I just don't know what to do next. If anyone's been through something like this, I would appreciate your perspective.
This is easy. Break up with her.
Please.
You're not attracted to her. She is cool. Like you see her as basically where y'all at. She's your buddy, but she's your buddy that you don't even want to be seen with. So you need to do both of y'all a favor and break up with her. Set her free so that she can heal and find whatever might be better for her out there, and set yourself free so that you aren't settling and dragging someone else along as you're settling. Because that's incredibly cruel to the other person, because they may not know you're settling. So all they know is something doesn't feel right. And because you're not going to be, I'm saying man enough, but you're not going to be human and compassionate enough to express what's going on, which I don't think you should. I don't think you should express what's going on. I think you should make up a different reason, break up with her, and move the hell on. Make up something. Don't tell her the truth. Do not tell her the truth, because you got a problem. So break up with her. Make it, I don't know, go on about your business. Let her go about her business. That's what y'all need to do. But lie.
Emma?
There was obviously something about this woman that intrigued you enough in the beginning. Maybe she had some makeup on. And as you saw her, and probably saw her get comfortable with you, and maybe feel like she didn't have to put the makeup on. These things, they do actually get to some people. I personally, I was getting pissed off. You know, all I'm hearing is she's not pretty enough for me. And yet it's true that, you know, you should be attracted to your partner. Part of this is sex. Though not for everybody. But for a vast majority it is. And if you feel at all that you are settling in some way, this is not for you. And not for the partner. This You know, since we don't know from her side how she feels about him, it's very hard to make comments about a rounded relationship about, you know, the two people. You know, maybe she's very attracted to him and is going to be really hurt by this. Still do it. Have the guts to say what's going through your mind over and over and over. If you can't control, no. Have the guts to do something about your rut. No, I don't think you should tell the person, I find you grotesque, actually, and the more that we're together, you become, ugh.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good conversation to have.
No. It's not working out, baby. It's me. It's not you. That's all you need to say. Just don't be a dick. Like, that's my one rule in life. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, I think he failed that test already, though.
Yeah, he. F plus. OP, let me ask you a question real quick. Because my statement is way out of left field. Because they always are. Do you want to break up with her because you don't find her attractive? Or are you more afraid of a commitment?
Or what other people will say.
Huh?
Or what other people will say, because he kept bringing up like other people's girlfriends were cute.
See, there's a part of why I said, "Are you afraid of commitment? Are you afraid of?" Because the word "settle" is maybe that's my deal with him, is the commitment is settling down. You had no issue until you thought of proposing. And the thought of proposing which leads to the thought of marriage. The thought of marriage is to death do us part. That means this woman that you didn't have any issues with, or let me rephrase that you didn't have any issues with enough to break up with her up until you decided that you wanted to settle down with her. Now, crooked nose, humpback, people are more beautiful, blah, blah. You come out of the woodwork with all the reasons why you shouldn't go through with this. This is so funny to me because you're the only person who decided you want to propose. So who exactly are you trying to get to agree with you on this? I don't know. She don't know that you're proposing. You're the only one that knows this. So why are you sitting here and she has this and that and her personality and blah, blah, blah and everything? I'm like, bruh, this is not a shotgun wedding. Nobody is forcing you to do any of this stuff. And this is why I divert from Anna and Thea's, is because I don't want this guy to, I mean, really, truly, you should break up with this woman. No, don't be a dick and tell her the real reason. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to take all that back. Don't break up with her for the reasons you said. I don't want to say the real reasons, because I think the reasons that you gave in this letter is just bull crap. Don't use the bull crap you just put in this letter as the reason to break up. You're being a dick. But at the same time, if you take that same energy into the next relationship, what's going to be different?
She won't have a hook nose and a humpback.
And she
but he will find something. If there,
she got find something on that new relationship. Even if it comes down to, if anybody remember the movie Boomerang, it can come down to, but she has some messed up toes. And I just can't deal with somebody who
she has some bad she has some bad toes, Anna. But she was beautiful. Robin Givens.
The whole premise of the movie Boomerang was the guy had commitment issues. Eddie Murphy's character had commitment issues.
Okay.
And even he said that he was a ladies' man. He could get all the women. He got beautiful women, but it didn't matter. He would always find a reason to not stay with that woman. All the way down to, if the woman got some jacked up feet, that means she can't take care of herself and everything else. So one of the scenes where he had a beautiful woman. Have you ever seen the movie? Oh my God! How can I forget? Theas, help me out. Eddie Murphy, Red Fox,
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Have you seen Harlem Nights? Okay. Do you remember Sunshine in Harlem Nights?
She was the prostitute.
Yes.
Lady Heroin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In Boomerang, he met up with her again. I don't know what her character is in that, but she was a different character. She was beautiful, gorgeous, sweet, kind, and everything else. And he they went home, they did their thing and everything. He pulled the covers away from her feet, and her feet was jacked up, and she broke up with him. Because that's the issue I have with this guy. Just so I don't get off on a tangent. This is what I have with this guy. You're going to find some reason, whatever, to not settle with it. Dating the person, you have no issue with. Long-term commitment with that person, you have no issue with that. But settling down, your breath ain't the freshest thing in the morning. You hang the toilet paper going down instead of under. When you feel the gas take up, you don't feel it all the way to any stupid excuse to come up with to settle. Your commitment goes as far as dating. And that's something you need to deal with.
I'm beginning to doubt this young lady has a hump on her back. Of course, that doesn't seem like something you really make up. So now I'm curious. See, this makes my imagination run. Okay, so you're...
Settle down, folks, because this is about to be fun.
So I think he said he's like tall, and people do show him some attention. And then she's got a hooked nose and a hump back, and they find themselves together somehow. They in a traveling circus. She's the bird woman, and he's the human giant, and he got his eye on the bearded lady. Because the rest of the troupe, they got better looking partners. He joined a new circus and got new things going on. He wants to get with the lion tamer lady. There you go. Solved it.
Oh.
The comments stated on this show is not the comments from Radical Truth to Power. But I did warn y'all to viewer discretion.
I don't see nothing wrong with what I just said. What I just said, I think is somewhat plausible.
You literally just said that the dude is dating the Penguin from Batman.
I didn't say that. I said she's a bird woman.
I thought she was like an eagle lady.
See, regal, majestic.
Mm-hmm.
Hump on her back. That would make for some really interesting times when they're like really getting into it, because now he got lumps in the front and a hump on the back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, folks. Did you miss us? We're back. Did you miss us? Diggity dog. Let's really go ahead and get into this next story, which is the positive story of the week, in which the contest has always been and always will be, how would this fuck it up? Because yes, we are.
Hey, whole new meaning to humping. Whole new meaning.
Well, stop humping around.
Truly. Like, that means no.
You only have to do it, not even doggy style, to do a camel style.
Ooh.
Dromedary?
Did you miss?
You don't get it, Anna?
No, she got
it. She got it. Just don't repeat it.
It's like understanding is not the problem here.
Understand? I understood it. That's the problem. Positive story. I am not a volunteer.
No, I'm not a volunteer. I'm just being nice. This happened about 4 to 5 years ago, but I still remember it like it happened yesterday. I was just walking home from my bus station to our house. You should know that I was able to walk 3 different ways home, one through a creepy side way, one past a playground, and one past a retirement home. That day I was using the third option to get home. The location looked like this: a long, maybe 100-meter, 300-foot way, surrounded by some trees and bushes. At the end of that way started the property of the retirement home. It was one of those days my mom wasn't home until 1 hour after I was back, so I took it easy and walked slowly. I saw that the elders were outside, sitting and walking around the property like they do every afternoon between 12 and 3. I had my headphones in and was minding my own business when an elderly woman sitting on a bench reached her hand out for me to get my attention. I stopped, pulled down my headphones. She then asked me really nicely if I could walk her up and down the way for a little bit because she was too weak to do it on her own. Because I had nothing better to do and my mom wasn't waiting for me, I said yes and helped her get up. After she got a good grip on me, so she wouldn't just fall, we started to slowly walk up and down for maybe 2 times, talking about school, friends, and family. I had to repeat some things a few times because she instantly forgot almost everything I said when a woman stopped us. She was maybe 30 and had a big smile on her lips. "Hey, Martha," she said to the old lady, not her real name, and patted her hand. I found out that she was a good friend of Martha's children and was living right beside the retirement home. "Thank you so much for taking care of Martha. You volunteer guys are really nice and helpful. Here, have some money," the woman then said, and wanted to give me 50 effing euros, but I stopped her and explained that I wasn't working there as a volunteer. I was just coming back from school and had some time left, so thought I would do the right thing by helping her, I quickly said. The woman stared at me for a second and then started to laugh. "Oh, I'm sorry, but it's really, really nice to know, and there are actually still people left in your age who are being nice for free, even though Martha was a total stranger for you." I just smiled, so did Martha the whole time, by the way, and declined the money once again before bringing Martha back to the property and going home, feeling extremely good. I know, nothing wild and no police were called, but I thought I'd share it with you guys anyway.
Y'all want to go first?
No, I want to go ahead and get your negativity on out the way.
You know, I'm just disturbed. This man's got 3 different routes to go home. 3 different routes. And he said because he didn't really have anything else to do, he went in a hurry. He chose option 3. And option 3 is to walk past the old folks' home. So keep in mind now, this isn't his preferred path home. And he doesn't, and he's not in a hurry. Okay. All right. Then how you know what times they walk around on the property, bro? How you know they walk every day from 12 to 3? Huh? How you know that, bro? You a stalker. You were sitting here, you plotted on Martha, you figured out when you could get her alone, and somebody need to keep their eye on you because you're a problem. You're a whole problem. You walked her away from the property. Doesn't say that you stopped and asked any of the caretakers if it was okay for you to walk this lady off the grounds. You could have walked her around on the grounds. You could have spent some time right there where people could see you, but now you walked off. And it was the neighbor sensing something was wrong that came to you, and they didn't want to alert you because they didn't want you to get violent or nothing. So then they were like, "Hey, real nice of you to, yeah, I'll take her from here. Yeah, or you could take her back now. That'd be a good thing to do." Right? He just saved Martha's life. He a freaky Jason.
Ooh.
Positive story, my patootie.
No, that makes too much sense, and I can't see it any other way.
Focus on the positive, Anna.
No, but I can't get out of my head now. How does he know about the times? Dude. Okay, it was lovely. It was a little creepy, But it was lovely. You helped a lady walk. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go?
I don't know. But I mean, it just doesn't line up well to me. Like,
he said, "I will be right back." So, Marlon must be a part of. He's gonna try to make dude look good.
I mean, I'll be interested in seeing how he can, because
Just don't fall for it, folks. Don't fall for it.
Because it just don't seem right. It's just.
How did he know the times?
That's the part. That right there is the part. If you take the fact that he says this is not his main way there, and he knows their schedule, that's just.
I was really hoping to come back and he was done, but damn it, I come back and he's still.
We want to hear it. What's your take, Mr. Marlon? Because it's
he took 3 paths. It's not like he took the 3 paths for the first time ever in his life. He's taken these paths before. He's taken the paths after school, so it's the same time after school.
That's what stalkers do.
Go to school and stalk people?
No, they learn people's schedules.
Yeah.
All the people there, he made sure he walked real close to Martha.
They repeat paths.
And see, she couldn't even remember him. She fades in and out. So he knew that, hey, I will see how it is. Does she remember me? Does she remember me? And he made sure he stayed away from any of the staff, because he probably got a what you call them things on you that tell you to stay away?
Oh no.
The thing that they put on for them freaky Jasons.
Yeah.
Regardless, folks, I'll still find more positive stories to put on here. After a certain amount of time on this show, I actually found it a challenge just to see what things would say. We done had kidnapping grandmothers, and now this is a stalker. So it's remember I told you I love adventures. This is an adventure for me, just to find out what this is going to do to a positive story.
I'm just saying, thank God for the lady who chose to intervene. She probably don't even know the family. She don't even know the family. She's somebody who saw something bad about to happen, and she got involved.
And gave him $50 to go away.
Hey, whatever it takes to get him to change his focus.
Money.
All right, guys.
50 euros, not $50. 50.
Yeah, 50 euros. That's like $60.
Ooh, I think that's a cool 75.
Right?
Yeah.
Who gives that kind of money to a kid?
When you're trying to rescue the lady, you don't.
Yeah, that's right. You can't get a price on that. You can't put a price on that. Yeah.
Life.
Oh boy.
Unless the part of the story he didn't tell was that he resisted taking her back, and they had to strike a deal on what it would take for him to take her back.
Oh my God.
The kidnapping turned into an extortion. That woman paid a ransom on behalf of the family. She was the negotiator for the family. He kidnapped that woman, and she was hired to intervene and negotiate her release.
You know, I literally have not done this in a long time, but this is literally the only way I'm going to be able to get through the rest of this show. And it's funny that he does it at the end of the show when we finna leave. So,
okay, now it hurts. It hurts.
See? This is the last portion of the show, everybody. Foxy's videos of the week. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you like this type of content. Please hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Let everybody know that we are here. Even though we've been gone, we are here. And let's go ahead and get into Foxy's video of the week. I'm not going to take anybody down because these videos are short. First video of the final segment of the night. Why are you so happy?
Category is people who annoy you.
Okay.
As always, we give you the letters R, T, S, L, and E. We just need 3 more consonants and a vowel.
Okay, I'd like a B, an N, and a G.
And the vowel?
An O, please.
Okay, well, looks like you're gonna get a lot of help here. Category is people who annoy you. Audience, keep quiet, please.
Well,
10 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
I know it, but I don't think I should say it.
5 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
All right, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Huh? Oh.
1, this is classic. 2, why the A have to squeak, man? Why the A have to squeak, man? But then I'm gonna leave it lighthearted. That's where I'll stop. Because I love South Park for the fact that they go after everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, and I only have one issue with. I know it's supposed to be a joke, so I'm not going to get into the whole political and social thing. It was a joke. And if you haven't seen South Park and you think this is offensive to you, please don't go see South Park. Move. Ever. Why was you so happy? Like, this is a part of society where it's like, if you can say it, why can't I? And now you have a chance to say it. So you say it with your whole chest. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Beep! Like, bruh.
That's part of the joke.
I get to stay
Because
and get
I'm
money.
serious. Okay, now I'm gonna get serious. European Americans specifically, then definitely the men. Now, this ain't letting the women off the hook, but I'm just saying the men, they don't like being told they can't do something. So
Nobody.
the fact that
But yes,
he didn't want to say the word, he had to be pushed. And his brain didn't have the imagination to run through the rest of the alphabet. So he felt like, well, if I got to say it, I'm going to say it. And all the joy in him came out because it had been suppressed. He's wanted to say it, didn't have an avenue to say it, not where there was other people than just like his own friend group. So I guess it's acceptable. Blah, blah, blah. That's why he was so excited.
And I get money for it.
He was a kid with a new toy.
Right.
Did y'all see at what point I actually finally read the letters on that board? Suddenly my eyes went wide, and then I was like, "No, it's South Park. It's okay."
It's South Park. Next video of the night. When you watch a video and you tired.
I'm a believer. Come on. I believe. Hey, y'all sing it with me. I believe.
Yeah, their editing game is on point. I'm always impressed when I see people who are good at editing. Now, granted, they probably got a good setup or whatever, but they're really good at editing, and it's really impressive to me because my editing sucks. My editing is like, you definitely gonna see a jump. You know I changed something. And no smooth transitions here. So, yeah, I always think those are pretty cool. that these people are able to do things like that.
Should have seen when I learned how to do little animations over the screen so it would change and cover the fact that yes, it was edited. I was like, woo! That was a whole new toy.
Yeah, when I learned that, I overused it. Now all of a sudden, I had fade in and things swinging in here, and
Yep,
like,
yep.
Y'all better than me because I don't edit. I mean, my editing is clipping out, junk out of a video so we can just get to the whole story and post.
Well, I mean, hey, we all do it at different levels. Like mine is similar to yours, Marlon, where like what I record, you're about to get that.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Gotcha.
something happen. Like my editing literally happens the first couple of minutes so that it starts right, and the last couple of minutes so that it ends right. But everything in the middle, I'm sorry if the sound went out at some point. I'm sorry if somebody went off camera. You about to get this. But then all the time, like when Anna was talking about, like you could put like words and pictures and
You can explain
I
it.
didn't realize how time consuming that is. That is really time consuming.
Oh.
Nope, can't do it.
But they're back to clipping out for this channel. I found that was the time we really grew in our subscribers. I think the most. I think
When
people.
he was clipping them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really like seeing sometimes like a 6-minute video, a 9-minute video, as opposed to a 2.5 hours, 3-hour video. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. I think that was really when the subscriptions jumped quite a bit. Thank you all for tuning in, especially
really
if you're hungry
appreciate it.
Right? But yeah, I think that we should all like peer pressure Marlon, since we're gonna do more pre-recorded content that he puts out smaller pieces. I think he should.
Yeah, I'm not. Next video.
Do you still timestamp though? Do you come back and?
I should, but I don't. I should though.
At least on the Radical Truth to Power.
Yes, I would. Yes.
Okay.
Radical Truth to Power when we do the serious stuff. Yeah, I'm timestamping those from this point on. Yeah. Next video. Will you get your backup camera from Temu?
Oh, what the fuck?
I couldn't see.
So Anna, because you don't drive, right?
No.
Okay. So every car now, every car now has a backup camera on it, right? But you can buy a backup camera set, off market, especially if you're like me, you got a car that is a little bit older than when they started putting them in for everybody. So there's like 3 lines in your camera that lets you know how close you are to another object. And the red line means that you're really close. Okay. So when they put this thing in reverse and the lines came up, it looked like she was really close to the other car. Got out of her Jeep, and then you could have probably put 3 cars between her.
You across the street. You across the street from the Jeep.
Yeah, it's supposed to get you within inches. She was like car lengths.
Right.
But she got it on Temu, so she probably got a great deal.
Yeah, probably was $3. I guarantee you.
All right.
Last video of the night. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. This is the last video of the night. Oh, I love my people.
That was impressive because I can't move like that. I done been blown the knee out. The last step, it'd have been over.
I can do the guitar part of it.
I don't know that I can. Like in my brain, I think I can do it because I'm thinking I can do the moves, but then my body is like, we've never done these moves before. So you're gonna have to just live in your head, sir. Don't bring this into the real world.
Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
Find me at borreliaetc.com on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
Man, don't even get me to lying. I don't know where you're gonna find me right now. But hopefully, possibly, there's a slim chance that I might start putting some stuff out on Complex Mind. I don't know, man. Look, just watch these other two people. They're much better. Watch them.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course, I know you're a little jitty bitty qua.
I'm not hearing that.
I appreciate Anna. I appreciate this. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.